And we say all this, and now there's already talk. They haven't even done the 12 team. And Kenny, they're already talking about expanding it to 14 in 2026.
I'm down for every bit of it.
I am too. Expand it. Keep going.
Let's go 64.
Keep it going.
64.
Let's do a.
But I will say, Kenny? Have you seen what the proposal is for the expanded to 14?
No.
It was like 3 guaranteed SEC, 3 guaranteed Big Ten. That's 6. 2 ACC, 2 Big 12. So now you're at 10, and then 1 G5 representative with 3 at large. So like the top 3 teams from the SEC, the top 3 from the Big Ten all get in auto.
But
top 2
that's
from
going to be
ACC,
that way anyway.
Is it?
I mean,
it's going to be that way anyway. So why not?
Yeah, likely.
I don't mind it if it gets the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, all those power conferences on board. Do it. Why not? Maybe listen. I'm sure there's a lot smarter football guys than I am that would be like, "No, it's dumb. You can't do that." But why not? It's going to be that way anyway.
As long as we still get a shot.
Yeah, I think as long as any G5 still has a chance, right? I mean, I kind of think that plays into why Memphis is being mentioned so much is obviously they're returning a lot, the big bowl game win, but also the turning of the tide. No more Holt Nailers at ECU, no more Michael Pratt at Tulane. SMU's gone.
More Frank.
No more Frank. Yeah, I mean, it's just all of these guys that Memphis has seemingly struggled with over time, they're all gone. Yep. So what's stopping you now? Are you going to run into whatever his name, Braxton Brown, making that up, the USF quarterback? I mean, he's pretty good, but...
I mean, some are saying that he's better than... They're already picking him to be better than...
That guy's dumb.
A fourth-year Seth Hennigan.
A record-breaking Seth Hennigan, because this guy can run the ball. As if Seth Hennigan wasn't the leading rusher almost 2 years ago, What are we talking about? But there is a good chance Memphis finishes this season with, I think it's fair to chalk up a loss to Florida State, which maybe a conference loss or 2, maybe.
Or
maybe
2.
That's optimistic.
I think
don't know.
2 would be bad.
I don't think it's bad.
As the favorite,
I don't think it's bad. I mean, let's say you lose. We're way ahead of ourselves here. You lose to South Florida, who I think will also have a pretty good season. And as long as you lose to a respectable program from there on out in the conference, it's probably not that big of a deal because you're still likely in the conference championship.
just make the conference championship.
Yeah, and that's
all we ask.
That's what we've been asking for a while. No one's saying you have to win the conference championship. Just make it there. At least show us some promise.
So looking at the schedule, what are you saying, 9-3 with a conference championship appearance?
I mean, 10-2 is more ideal, right?
I think it is possible. 11-1 is possible.
It's very possible.
To your point, I think obviously Florida State, and then dropping a conference game just because it's going to be difficult to go undefeated. I mean, not saying that because the conference is tough. I'm just going based off historically. We drop a conference game that we
but you're also
either shouldn't or turnovers. Something's going to happen.
There's always that one team that you're like, before the season, you're like, they're not very good. They're not going to be very good, and they always are.
Right.
Like I think USF
they're
is
much better
than
this
people
year
than what
anticipate
people
them
thought.
being.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think Tulane's going to be okay. I don't think they replaced at quarterback or at coach. The quarterback's still there. The Kai Horton.
Did he come out of the portal? Did he? I know he went into the portal. Did he come out?
He came
I'm fairly certain he did.
Wait, he did what? Come out of the
Come
portal?
back out.
Yeah,
of the
I think
portal.
he's sticking there with Summerall. Tulane will be. I think they'll be good, right? They had a true freshman running back last year that was very good, very very good. USF obviously good. UTSA, it's that post Frank Harris era now, but they have the finances to put it together.
They do.
They have NIL to put it together.
And I mean,
so I would not just chalk them off, and I think a lot of people are going to chalk them off and just talk them out and say, hey, they're not going to be the same team as they were. But I'm not. I don't know that to be true. Like Jeff Taylor's still there.
he is, but I mean, Blake said it Mayfield the other day in the Discord. I mean, they were a much different looking football team last year when Frank Harris was out.
Oh, for sure. But you're also building up all offseason for Frank Harris to be the center point of your offense.
That's true.
And then, how different did our team look when you're going to make me say call him by a different name. LSU guy at quarterback versus USF.
Peter Parrish.
Oh, Peter Parrish.
Like, how different was the
I mean, that's not fair. He got thrown out there
I understand,
3 hours
but-
before. No practice.
my point stands, the play calling different than it would be with Seth.
On the flip side of that, how much different did Charlotte look with that running back that had never played football before in his entire
Well,
life?
that guy, he's going to be a first round draft pick when it's his turn. I think we can go ahead and chalk that one up too.
All right,
That's a
so
guarantee.
TJ's leaning 10 and 2-ish. I'm probably about that same spot, but at the end of the day, it's just make the conference championship.
Yeah.
Make it and win it. Let's host it.
No reason not to make it.
Let's get an 8th home game. I want to be freezing my baguettes off inside Simmons, a half construction laden Simmons Bank on December the 6th.